excuse the dirt, but anyway, let's open this. Another episode of Universal Performance Enthusiast, and on today's episode we have a Cadillac CT5, but the Cadillac CT5 that we're looking at is just a base model. Special thanks to Bill. We're gonna do the Escalade, but the Escalade's had some issues. They had some trouble getting the motor started, so this was a better option anyway, because it is a V. Next time I will cover a CT6 V with a twin turbo V8. I think it's like a 4.4 liter. It's a pretty cool vehicle, but this is basically a step down from that. So I'm gonna go over a little bit of performance info in a minute. But before I do that, let's go to the interior. Let's do one more walk around right quick of this beautiful car. So again, if you look, this is a CT5 V and this is a regular CT5. I'm sure you see some of the differences here. You can see the differences in some of the design language on the grille. You can see that's a more aggressive grille. You can see now the wheels actually are the same. It's just that these are blackened. Yeah, they those are the same wheels. So I think those are 19s. They might be 20s. Pretty sure they're 20s. Same wheels, just that these are blackened out. You know, what else we got here? Let's compare the rear lights. Aggressive rear lights, and these are kind of like they're crimson like those are, but there's also a little bit of kind of chrome going on here. So that's cool. It's more aggressive compared to that. Obviously the exhaust looks better. Let's compare those two. You know, the tail lights here are all red, and then the exhaust just, you know, it's not boring, it's still nice, but this is more aggressive right here. You know, you have basically quad exhaust outlets or inlets. And one thing that's cool about this is the rear camera is actually right here. There's the rear camera. Now on this non-V model, I'm sure they have a backup camera, but it's right here. Look there, the rear camera is right there. Not there by the radio antenna. So that's interesting. I've never seen that before. Another thing here is that the CT5 V comes with 2 sunroofs or moonroofs, whichever they are. But this version right here, actually, is there even this one doesn't come with one at all. That's unusual. That's very unusual for it being a luxury vehicle. There's no sunroof at all. So this one has, if you upgrade to the CT5 V version, you get 2 sunroofs. So I'm going to get in the back first instead of the front. And actually that explains why there are wow, I'm impressed. Okay, so before we go over that, first things first. One right here. We got one roof right here. We have another one right there. So again, you see 2. Pretty cool, huh? What else? Let's see what we got here. Okay, that's thoughtful. USB port, and then this is for your AC. Also got, we have some carbon fiber over here. We have some carbon fiber over here. Bose audio system, so I'm sure it's gonna sound good. I'm not gonna play any music for obvious reasons. Don't want any copyright problems. Now, what I will say is that there's a lot of sound deadening in here. There's a lot of sound deadening. My feet are comfortable here. They are. That's good. Cup holders. Now, I don't see any lights here. Oh, here it is right here. I spoke too soon. There it is. Okay. So the coat hangers do have lights. Well, there's lights by the coat hanger. So, one thing before I get out of here is that what I noticed is that they have perforated leather right here. Perforated leather right here. Usually what that means to me is that there is rear seating that has heating. So rear seating with rear heating. So that's cool. That's good. What else do we have here? This is how you adjust this. You know, that's cool. It's a lot more convenient. What else do we have here? Let's get in the front. So the reason, oh, okay. So it lets you know the key's missing. The reason why there is a camera up there is because look at this mirror. This mirror, which is really cool, is the camera. Well, I'm sorry. What I meant to say is that the rear view mirror basically is not a regular rear view mirror. It's literally that camera. Which I have to admit, this is, I don't need this technology, but it is very useful. It is cool. You know, you don't have to, you know, I mean, it's really cool. Obviously, a camera is gonna, you know, be able to do things your eyes can't do. So this is really cool. I like it, actually. At first, when I first saw it, I was like, it's gonna be a gimmick, but this makes sense. I think this, for people with who have trouble seeing, this is great for them, for those people that have trouble seeing. For me, it's not an issue, but for those who have trouble seeing, I think that this would be a great help. Now, in the future, they're going to make these mirrors end up being the same as this one in the middle. So at some point in time, you're going to see rear view cameras for the left driver's mirror and the right passenger mirror. You're going to see cameras on all three. Now, the thing that I don't like, which I believe Lexus started doing, is they put cameras on all three, both the rear view and, you know, the left and right front mirrors. The reason why I don't like it is because if that thing breaks, then who knows how much it's going to cost to fix. It's going to be an expensive dealer fix, so we don't like that. Let's see here. This is the navigation system. It's pretty straightforward, bare bones, but it's straightforward. It responds. There's a video recorder. I guess you can record stuff that's interesting. These are your, let me see if that's touch. Okay, that's not touch. So here's your typical, you know, your navigation, your dash for, you know, temperature and climate controls. This, let me see what this does. Okay, this basically is another wheel, kind of like how they do it in the Toyota, Lexus vehicles and in BMW, where you can just basically move everything. If you don't want to use your hands, you can just use that. This is more, I mean, obviously using this thing is more responsive than the touchscreen is. This also, using this little knob here, this wheel actually helps the navigation. Well, it helps you move faster through the navigation. So, let's see what we got here. And it does have paddle shifters, as you can see. Here's all this, you know, button controls here on the wheel. It kind of reminds me of Nissan GTR because they have a similar layout when it comes to button controls on the newer GTRs. I guess it's like it's not exclusive to Nissan and it's not exclusive to Cadillac. This is something that they've done across the board. Let's look and see here. So this is your typical, you know, actually I like this. Look, makes you look like a star getting dressed in, you know. Oh look, okay, so I shut off. So the key does, I mean the car does shut off if the key is away and the car's been running for too long, it shuts off. So again, I like this thing here because it reminds me of a mirror that's behind a stage where, say, you know, an actor, actress, musician, performer is getting ready. It kind of reminds me of that kind of dazzling, luxurious attention feel. That's cool. Like I said, you got these little starlight shaped lights on each side here, left and right, to make you feel like you're a star or something, you know. That's cool. I think it's pretty cool, actually. So, now, as you see, once the car turns off or shuts off, the camera display disappears and it just shows you a regular mirror. So I guess you can disable this for those. Like I said, me personally, I don't need this because I have great vision. But for somebody with, you know, troubled vision, a camera would help them a great deal. And just imagine if that camera had, you know, night vision, or, you know, the camera had a backlight where the person's backing up at nighttime, or, you know, parking at night. That would help them, you know, avoid scratching, you know, say a fender or wheels, you know, the tire, that kind of thing. So I'm impressed with this vehicle. Here's your other typical buttons that everybody knows. You know, this your garage door opener options. This is to, as you can see, oh, that opens that. Interesting. That opens that. So now you can see, and of course, only one opens. The second one doesn't open. Now, I'm sure there are some vehicles, there's a lot of sunlight, that do allow you to open everything, but I'm going to close that for now. I'm going to go ahead and close it. And I'm also going to close the shades. So as you can see there, it's closing. I'm going to open it back up. And so one more time. So it's this button right here. You push this right here and it closes. So that's cool. That's appreciated. I'm going to go over just a few quick specs here in a second. So as far as specs go, this vehicle weighs about 3,800 pounds, almost 4,000 pounds, almost. It comes with a 10-speed automatic transmission, which, you know, I've yet to drive a vehicle with that kind of transmission. All I know is that it will be shifting pretty quickly. What else? We have Brembo brakes. We have 245/40 front tires by Michelin, courtesy of Michelin. Large rotors, 5-spoke wheel, 19-inch wheel, or rim if you all want to call that. And in the rear, we have 245/40. Brakes in the front appear to be, the discs in the front appear to be a little bit larger. So again, this is the all-wheel drive model. There are, from what I've been told, some that come in rear-wheel drive, but this is the all-wheel drive model, which means that you can launch it in all weather. I'll call it all-weather drive. All-wheel drive, all-weather drive. So whether or not you're in snow, rain, or on dry pavement, you're going to be able to launch this thing pretty well. You will be able to launch this thing pretty well, so that's great. And it's a sharp-looking vehicle, I will say. One thing I will give them is take note, Lexus. This is how you put together a mid-sized luxury comfortable sedan with good performance. So, and before that, I'll take a look at the trunk space. Here's your parking sensors here. And so there's hands-free options, so you don't have to grab the trunk latch. Plenty of space here. Here's a little cargo board to kind of keep dirt out. Here is where the battery is in the back. So the battery actually is in the back. I guess this is a standard feature on a lot of Cadillacs. Battery is in the back, like with European vehicles like Audi and Chrysler. They have their batteries in the back of some of their vehicles. So it has a lot of trunk space, a whole lot of trunk space. You can fit travel bags, golf club bags, plenty of stuff in here. A lot of stuff. And now, without further ado, and you can even also let the seats down for additional space. So if you got, like say, something longer than the cargo space limit, you can, fit that in there. So that's good. And here is another camera here. So there actually is two cameras. This camera is your typical backup camera. And then this camera here is for that mirror technology that is, for someone who has trouble seeing, they can use the camera to help them back up with the rearview mirror. And now a lot of cars are starting to do that. So we'll now go for a drive and then give the impressions upon that. 0 to 60 is in 4.8 seconds. And again, 10-speed automatic, has about 360 horsepower, 410 pound-feet of torque. And so like I was saying, with this vehicle, it does compete with the small/mid-size segment. So with the Mercedes, not the E-Class, but the C-Class vehicles. With BMW, the 3 Series, not the 5 Series. With Audi, not the A6, but more like the A5. And with Lexus, probably the E-Class, because, probably not the E-Class. I meant to say ES, the ES class, or ES Series. E is for obviously Mercedes, but ES, that's what I meant, the ES. Like the ES 350. Then again, this kind of could compete with the IS, but I say somewhere the size of it is somewhere in the middle between an IS 350 or IS 250 and an ES. So somewhere in between. Now let me show you all something right quick. Check this thing out. Check out this this brand new Suburban right quick while I'm out here. This is a Suburban RST. Now, I'm not too familiar with the RST, but I believe, and quote me if I'm wrong, I think the RST has a power boost, a power bump. I think it's supposed to be a performance-based vehicle. That's why it says RST. I could be wrong, but this is a brand new 2021 Suburban. I just wanted to get this on camera because I have been liking some of the photos that I've seen on some of the car magazines as well as online, and I wanted to kind of take a quick look at it in person. So lots and lots of space, lots and lots of space, you know, plenty of room here, plenty of room. I like the new redesign. Thumbs up, thumbs up. We know that the Escalade, Suburban, Tahoe, Envoy, all of those, or not Envoy, I meant to say Yukon. So Yukons, you know, Escalade, and as well as the Suburban, or the, not the Suburban, well, yeah, Suburban. I mean, Tahoe Suburban is the same thing. But yeah, the Tahoe Suburban slash Yukon, Yukon XL slash Escalade, yeah, Escalade ESV, all on the same platform, and you can tell they're cousins. So yeah, again, this is the CTS, the standard CTS. This is called a 350T, and then here's your CTS5, you know. And this functions as a spoiler. Actually, this has a spoiler, that doesn't. You can see there's the spoiler right there. That one doesn't have a spoiler. So without further ado, it's time to go for our drive. So, this vehicle does compete with Mercedes, BMW 3 Series, Mercedes 300 Series. Well, not the 300 Series, the C Series, that's what I meant to say. Not 3 Series is for BMW, but I meant the Mercedes C-Class, the BMW C Series, and the Audi, well, you know the A4s, you know how the A4s are. I would consider, well, you know what, actually A5. This would be more like A5, not A4. A4 is smaller. Mid-size would be A5 and A6. So this does compete with A5 and A6. The Mercedes C-Class, not quite the E-Class. I'd say